Good day, Angelo is my name and this is your most preferred YouTube channel, Nation Voice Tower. I'm here with the updates for today. Now, I want to give you a shocker, alright? I delved into lots of activities lately and I stumbled over a particular video. This video has an expose that I think will shake Nigeria. Not only Nigeria, it's going to shake the tribunal because I believe that from the ruling of the Justice Haruna Samani Simon-led tribunal in the just concluded presidential elections petitions tribunal, I believe that according to what they ruled in the tribunal, there were the councils to the Labour Party and the People's Democratic Party were starved of evidences. Okay, now this video is going to tell you all you need to know about the real Bola Ahmed Tinibu. All right, he has another name. Of course, you've heard about that. It has gone viral that this man has or had another name, and then he erupted or he emerged sometime in the 80s or in the 70s, let me say in the early 70s with Bola Ahmed Tinibu. That aside, all right, this particular video, this is not a joke. You have to pay rapt attention. This particular video is going to be speaking about the evolution of the man Bola Ahmed Tinibu. All right, a video telling the whole world and the whole Nigeria the story about his real name, how he went to Chicago State University, if at all he did, what he was doing in Southwestern College, okay, and this may be the answer, of course. Let me say precisely here that this may be the ready answer to all the certificate issues and the issue of perjury, forgery that are surrounding him, you know, and then the male and female discrepancies found in his certificate, his Chicago State University, or let me say his Southwestern College certificate. All right, now this video was or is actually in Yoruba language, but it has a subtitle for your easy understanding. Okay, this man came out from the same slum or the same let me say the same platform or place where Bola Ahmed Tinubu came from. All right, and this man has a grip. When I say a grip, he has an extensive and vast grip on the life story of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the man we now know as Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, this story, in as much as it's going to shock you, but I'm going to urge you to please pay rapt attention because there are lots of secrets that you've never known to the Nigerian history that exist in this particular video. There are lots of stories and lots of secret files that were laid bare in this particular video. Okay, the reason why and how Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu emerged as governor of Lagos State, and subsequently what happened to Bola Ige and all that were revealed in this video. Now recall that lots of weeks from now, few weeks ago, I actually established a link about his true person, how he came to the US, how he appeared in Chicago, okay, all his dealings in Virginia, West Virginia, Los Angeles, and all that, okay. Even we have all his dealings in Santa Monica, or yes, Santa Monica, and all that. But this particular video is not foreign, okay. This has come back home. This is trying to establish the real origin of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So if you don't know or if you don't have a grip on who he really is, I don't even think the courts or the courts at home and in diaspora have a grip on this piece of information. Lots of people doubted this video, but I tell you what, this video is worthwhile. It's going to be worth watching and it's worth listening to. I bet you, when you're done watching this video, you're going to be shocked. And well, you may finally call for his arrest, but he's the president for now, until the Supreme Court says otherwise. But we all know the truth and surrounding his emergence, okay? So next video on your screen will be the video that I think will be more or less suitable to be called Who Really is Bola Ahmed Tinubu? More details after this break. Stay tuned.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu orúkọ ẹ̀kọ́ nìyẹn. Ẹni Bola Ahmed Tinubu tó lo orúkọ ẹ̀, ọmọ bàbá K.O. Tinubu ni. Bàbá K.O. Tinubu is Kafaru, Olúwọlé Tinibu. Ó bí àkọ́bí obìnrin. Àkọ́bí obìnrin yẹn ó ṣaláìsí ìgbà tí Tinibu tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní ọ̀dọ̀ bàbá yẹn. Màmá Tinibu ò kì í ṣe ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ ní ọ̀dọ̀ Abibat Mogaji o. Màmá Tinibu ò ṣe ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ Abibat Mogaji. Tinibu ló ṣiṣẹ́ ní ọ̀dọ̀ K.O. Tinibu. Àwọn tó mọ̀ díẹ̀ wọ́n wà láyé. Àwọn tó dẹ̀jọ́ tó wọ́n ti kú. Àwọn tó jọ tó lọ́jọ́ náà lọ́hùn. Ìyá Abibat Mogaji. Bàbá K.O. Tinibu. Bàbá kí lórúkọ ẹ̀ Múrí Òkúnọlá. Àwọn ló mú Tinibu lọ sí iwájú Wahab Fọláwíyọ láti lọ fi Quran búra pé ọmọ bíbí inú àwọn ni. Bàbá kan wá wà tó jẹ́ olórí ẹbí àwọn Tinibu, Ernest Tinibu ló ń jẹ́. Òun ló lórí ẹbí wọn. Wọ́n mú Tinibu náà lọ sí ibẹ̀. Bàbá yẹn náà sọ pé ọmọ bíbí inú àwọn ni. Lọ́jọ́ náà lọ́hùn, àwọn tó bá wà láyé wọ́n á testify sí nǹkan tí mò ń sọ yìí. Ó ra Mercedes fún bàbá yẹn. Mercedes tó rà fún bàbá yẹn, Shagari type, oní stretch yẹn ló rà fún bàbá olórí ẹbí Ernest yẹn. Àti bàbá yẹn mú wá, Kàfárù tó mú Tinibu wá, ó lọ́mọ òun ni. Ṣẹlẹ̀ mọ̀ páwọn èèyàn mọ̀ pé bàbá yẹn bí ọmọ Tinibu, but ọmọ bàbá yẹn ti ṣaláìsí. Ó lọ́mọ tóun bí síta ni. Bàbá yẹn ló bí àwọn Dèjì Orlando pẹ̀lú ìkejì ẹ̀. Ṣé wá rí bàbá yẹn náà, ẹ lọ wo history àwọn tó bá wà tọmọ bàbá yẹn dáadáa, ìyẹn Kàfárù yẹn ó live bí ọba ni. Kíní ló ń gbé ibi Purple Street ibi tí shrine Fẹlá wà. Ó wá kúrò ń bẹ̀, ó wá sí Adé Ọlọ́dẹ́kùn. Ilé tó gbẹ̀yìn sí Adé Ọlọ́dẹ́kùn tí Zenith Bank wà, ilé bàbá yẹn nìyẹn. So ìgbà tí wọ́n fa gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ yìí, bàbá kan wà, Rafiu Tinibu, òun ni head of service. Kò lè sọ̀rọ̀ torí pé ó wà lọ́dà Tinibu. But ìgbà tí Tinibu kúrò, bàbá yẹn kúrò, bàbá yẹn jáde, ó ní kò kí n ṣe ẹbí àwọn, páwọn ò mọ̀ rí. Gbogbo àwọn ẹbí Tinibu tó jẹ́ original wọn láwọn ò mọ̀ rí. Ṣùgbọ́n bàbá Kàfárù yẹn ní ọmọ òun ni, but everybody deny. Ṣé rí Kẹ́mi Nelson tó ń pè ní Yèyé Ṣẹwà, màmá Kẹ́mi Nelson ní Tinibu ni. Tó bá wà láyé òun náà deny pé Ahmed Bọ́lá Tinibu kò kí n ṣe bí àwọn ò mọ̀. Gani Fáwáyìmí, ìgbà tí Tinibu fẹ́ contest, orúkọ yẹn ni Tinibu fi ṣe senator. Ìgbà tó wá fẹ́ di ṣe governor ló ní problem pẹ̀lú orúkọ yẹn. Gani Fáwáyìmí ní kí ó lọ mú àwọn document ẹ̀ wá because wọ́n mọ̀ kó ṣẹ̀wọ̀n l'Amẹ́ríkà. Gbogbo ló wà ní 5 years ago. Wọ́n wá competition, wọ́n kọ sí ọ́fíìsì Ọbásanjọ́. Ní under Ọbásanjọ́, àwọn petition tó kọ orí tébù Àtíkù Abubakar ni ó ń dé sí. Wọ́n wá kó ní time yẹn àwọn tí wọ́n ní kó lead investigation pé ọlọ́pàá iṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá ni kó lọ investigate. Lára àwọn tíìmù yẹn òun ni Rilwan Akiolu wà. Ìgbà tí Rilwan Akiolu ó meet Bọ́lá Tinibu, wọ́n jọ bára wọn sọ̀rọ̀. Rilwan Akiolu ní kò kí ń ṣe iṣẹ́ òun, ọwọ́ ọ̀gá òun Musiliu Smith níṣẹ́ yẹn wà. Ibi tí bàbá Musiliu Smith yẹn tóun náà ti gba àbọ̀dì fún Èkó yẹn nìyẹn. So wọ́n fà pẹ̀lú Fúnṣọ́ Williams nígbà yẹn ní àwọn bàbá yẹn, Abibat Mogaji, ìyá Abibat Mogaji, K.O. Tinibu àti Múrí Òkúnọlá àti Fẹ́mi Òkun.
Okay, are you as shocked as me? Are you as shocked as me? Well, we all are shocked. Yes, we all are shocked. I believe there are more, or there is more to that video that meets the eye. Yes, no wonder they have always stopped this video from circulating. No wonder they have always tried to, stop everything that surrounds his origin and all that. Now we know, okay? You've been armed with first-hand knowledge and wouldn't back down. Now, my next update from now is going to be telling you about, not in this video though, I'm going to be revealing a particular shady and illicit dealing, a fraudulent dealing, involving over 200 or 200 and, something $million, okay, over $200 million, involving the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, involving Nuhu Ribadu, involving lots of people, all right? So that particular expose is going to shock you, because I see no reason why such information should be hidden from very, very good Nigerians, okay? Because when you have a grip on this information, you will know what the government is up to. Now, back to Bola Ahmed Tinibu. You've now seen he was this, he was that, he was this, all right? Lots of people call him a hermaphrodite. Lots of people call him, you know, anything they want to call him. But we now know his real name. We now know who he was. We now know how he got the certificate of the Southwestern College and all that, okay? So this is not where it's going to end, because I'm going to bring you lots of updates on this subsequently, though. So without much ado, I believe you've enjoyed that particular update. Next on my line of updates, I have something pertaining Ikenga Ugochinyere, the House member representing Idiato North South Federal Constituency of Imo State. Yes, you recall that he has been having issues with the All Progressive Congress over the fact that they feel they will challenge his emergence as House of Representative elect from the People's Democratic Party representing Idiato North South, okay? Yes, I have told you over time that the tribunal, especially the one that just concluded on Wednesday, the 6th day of September, has ruled, okay, that there is no business whatsoever involving another party challenging the emergence through primaries of a candidate of another party. That was ruled, that was clear. But these people are still pushing, okay? So I have somebody very, very important to the People's Democratic Party headquarters in Imo State. All right, he says about the inconsistencies in the ruling of the tribunal and the judgments over time throughout Nigeria. I told you this is where the tribunal have got themselves and other judges into trouble. Why will you rule in accordance with what is not in the Constitution? Why will you rule in accordance with what is absent in the Electoral Act? Okay, now lots of judges are finding it hard to establish this fact, because Justice Haruna Samani Simon and his cohorts have finally put every person in the tribunal, or any judge handling any tribunal whatsoever this particular time, in trouble. These are termed under what I will call inconsistencies in tribunal judgments. Okay, speaking about this, Gozie Nwachukwu, a senior PDP chieftain in Imo State, has come to explain what he feels is the, the aspect, or is the part of the PDP, or is the perspective of the PDP in this. All right. In fact, he said if Ikenga Ugochinyere should run in the same ballot with Hope Uzodinma, the governor of Imo State, Ikenga will win him. This is a very, very strong allegation. But let me allow you to watch that video so that you really listen and know what is happening in Imo State. Why are all these things happening right now? And why is Ikenga Ugochinyere crying out to the public to make sure he stands on justice? Stay tuned. More details after the break.
The issue is that those police units, I also had the lawyer that appeared in one of your programs in the morning, say that he doesn't know what happened, they were disenfranchised, materials couldn't get there. Charles, it is of public knowledge that some local governments in Imo State, human beings barely exist there right now. I'm talking about Oru East, where the governor comes from. I'm talking about Olu local government. The place called Olu North in Olu local government that has 7 wards. There's barely life there. In the whole of Osu local government, there's barely life there. In Okigwe, in areas like Amoro, Ihube, this area. So the issue of insecurity in Imo State is a known fact. I believe that it was due to insecurity that most of these electoral officials or electoral materials were not able to get to those places.
Right.
Now they talked about PVCs collected and voters that were disenfranchised and all that. Now it brings me to this question, Charles. Are you aware that in some areas like Ohabo in Oru East, Ihube and Amoro in Okigwe, 4 wards in Okigwe local government in the senatorial election that was held the same day Iguchine's own was held, a certain candidate lost in 5 out of the 6 local governments in that senatorial district, but suddenly scored 39,000 and above votes from 4 wards in one local government. Charles, let me tell you something. The insecurity in Imo State, to some extent, is contrived. Some persons, during the last election, have benefited in the electoral process by the reason of that insecurity. In places like Onhabo.
Well, your candidate benefited. I mean, the argument is that people in those other places didn't get the chance to vote, and therefore your candidate came through.
The question now is, were there people there to vote?
Well, I don't know. I'm simply telling you what the arguments
are. There could have been
are.
Voting there. Charles, didn't you see how Ugochinyere was nearly killed and his uncle was killed? Most people there are living on the edge. Didn't you see the local government chairman that was beheaded? Is it in that place where people are being beheaded and their heads being used for sport? Is that where voting will take place? What happened was the INEC declared that result on the basis of voting that took place on that day. What was possible, which is why our campaign now, we are challenging INEC. We're challenging INEC, we're interfacing with them, and we're telling them that in those areas where it is impossible to hold elections, Charles, you can't enforce an impossibility. We need to be fair to ourselves. Asking people to hold elections in some of those areas is like suicide. That's what happened. So our candidate didn't benefit from it in any way because he didn't do anything outward.
Yeah, but now that
he was voted by the places where elections were able to take place.
But now that the tribunal has ordered supplementary elections to be held in those places, what do you reckon is going to happen?
Well, I can also tell you that on appeal, that judgment will be thrown out.
Right.
And then but without conceding, let's just, for the purposes of argument or presentation tonight, if there are supplementary, I want you to also understand, do you know Ugochinyere won that election without being physically present?
Yes.
Let me tell you something. One of the most unpopular characters in politics in Nigeria, locally in his area, is that person that calls himself the governor of Imo State. Ugochinyere, if I wish Hope will be on that ballot to run against Ugochinyere, he will be thoroughly beaten. Because you know why? The young man has touched lives. The young man brought in a brand new kind of politics that is youth and women centered. First of all, if they want elections to hold there, I hope the Chief of Army Staff that has been priding himself and saying sit-at-homes have ended in the southeast. Oh, good news. But he has to relocate to those 52 polling units if he wants elections to hold.
All right. The chieftain there from the PDP, he spoke fearlessly, and I admire his courage whatsoever. Yes, I would say with no equivocation here that Ikenga Ugochinyere, from my findings, really needs to be allowed to rest. Okay, if somebody like Kashim Shettima cannot be disqualified because of the fact that the tribunal think that there is no business another party has with the emergence of a candidate in another party, that is very simple. So please, the law should apply here. Okay, we have seen it in Tinibu versus Obi. We have seen it in other cases. All right, so you should apply here quickly. Now, finally, I'm running straight to Plateau State Jos. A group known as Citizens United for Democracy in Nigeria has condemned the injustice in various tribunals around Nigeria, especially the one happening at the National and House of Assembly, I beg your pardon, Election Petition Tribunal in Plateau State. Lots of inconsistencies were recorded there, and this group have come out to call out the judges because they feel that justice has been subverted in the case of Plateau State. Please stay tuned for this video.
On the 25th February 2023, the unjust verdict, tainted by grave level of corruption, underscores a disheartening setback for transparency, justice, and democracy in Nigeria. The Election Petition Tribunal primary responsibility is to ensure fair and impartial adjudication in electoral disputes. Regrettably, this sacred duty to uphold the sanity of democratic process has been compromised by the rampant influence of corruption and vested interests, as clearly manifested by the way and manner the National Assembly Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Jos have urging the duly elected members of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Citizens United for Democracy in Nigeria has meticulously analyzed the proceedings of the Election Petition Tribunal and discovered an alarming series of irregularities, casting serious doubts on the integrity and impartiality of the judgment. Our investigation revealed clear indication of political interference and hidden agendas, leading to compromise decision where the same tribunal is giving contradictory judgment on the same issue. Democratic principles form the cornerstone of a progressive society, empowering citizens to choose their leaders freely and fairly. Nigeria, as a vibrant and dynamic nation, must embrace the principles of transparency and accountability to cultivate an environment where citizen voices and values are respected. We call upon the National Judicial Council and other anti-graft agencies to take immediate action and investigate this corrupt judgment thoroughly. The integrity of the judiciary must be safeguarded, and all those involved in silent judgment, whether the judges, lawyers, or political actors, must face severe consequences for subverting the democratic process. The People Democratic Party conducted its primary election in line with the provision of the Electoral Act 2022, which the delegate system was duly followed. The inconsequential issue of qualification that the judge, Honorable Justice M.B. Tupu, is leveraging has been settled up to the Supreme Court. Where did he get the audacity from to subvert the will of the Plateau people on the ground of a settled court case since 2021? It is rather unfortunate that even the PDP complied with the Honorable Justice Samson Gang and Justice Ishaku Kunda judgment and reconducted fresh Congress in September 2021. The corrupt judges turned blind eyes on this fact and hacked our electoral members and a senator with a sentimental judgment. Besides, in Augustine Timuku vs. Joseph Langi early this year, the Federal High Court sitting in Jos held that the PDP complied with the Justice Gang judgment as delivered by Honorable Justice D.V. Agishi, validating the state executive of the party as duly elected. The same judgment was also unanimously affirmed by the Court of Appeal in Jos in favor of the PDP by Honorable Justice T.Y. Hassan, Honorable Justice A.I.A. Adengutu, and Honorable O.O. Gulog on the 11th of February 2023.
Alright, all said and done. I hope you enjoyed our updates together. The truth is, lots of tribunals would find it a very big problem to rule based on different evidences before their own honorable court because of what the Presidential Election Tribunal judges have done. People will always make reference to that. History will never be forgotten. Okay, so this is a case where, well, I'm so eager, I'm so anxious, I'm so curious to see how these tribunals would end. Lots of them are ending. Lots of people are declaring victory in their tribunals and all that. Let's see what happens, especially in the case of Ikenga Ugochinyere and Plateau State. Thank you so much for staying with us. I hope you enjoyed our updates together. Once more, I would urge you, please like our videos, share them. Don't forget to drop a comment for us in the comment section. And then if you're watching me for the first time, tap the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that we'll get to link up anytime I'm dropping an update. From our table here, we're saying bye. See you next time.